I am Laura Ingraham. This is Ingraham Angle from Washington tonight. Thanks for joining us. Biden surrenders. That's the focus of tonight's angle. Now, this month, Americans cannot turn around without seeing a very colorful flag. It's everywhere. You see it in stores, at hotels, on clothing. Of course, it's being pushed by celebrities. It's even hanging prominently at the White House. But there's a flag that far better represents where we're heading as a country right now, although it's a lot less flashy. You see it there. And given Biden's groveling approach to China, our single greatest adversary, the White House might as well raise it at this point. Now, there's so many obvious reasons why America needs to begin decoupling from China. It is insane when you think about it that we ever allowed manufacturing and the production of things like prescription drugs, medical devices, critical electronics, and other critical parts to be controlled by a communist regime that is hostile to everything we believe in and everything we are, or used to be. Now, if COVID taught us anything, it should have taught us that if we rely on China for our essentials, we're going to do it on our own peril. Ting-Long Dai is with Johns Hopkins Business School. He's an associate professor there and has done extensive research into the need to reshore our production.
Just imagine if you have a fire and you do not have a truck a few miles from you, and you have to rely on truck from nearby state. And you cannot deal with the fire. By the time the fire trucks arrive, your house has already been burned down.
Yeah, it's a dire situation, and all the damage that's been done is self-inflicted. And China's control over our medicine supply chain has happened over a relatively short period of time. Now, until the mid-1990s, a lot of you might not know this, the West and Japan produced 90% of the world's active pharmaceutical ingredients. By 2017, China was producing 40%. Wow. Now, almost all drug pipelines start in China. As of today, 97% of our antibiotics, many in limited supply now, by the way, are made in China, 97%. But it's not just meds. It turns out our defense contractors that get billions and billions of dollars to produce weaponry to defend us, supposed to be defending us, turns out they can't function without key parts from our geopolitical foes. The CEO of Raytheon is telling the Financial Times that the company has several thousand suppliers in China, and decoupling is impossible. You cannot make this up. And during his surrender tour in Beijing, Biden's Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, he bent over backwards to reassure the CCP, decoupling, not going to happen.
One of the important things for me to do on this trip was to disabuse our Chinese hosts of the notion that we are seeking to economically contain them. We're not. And as I've said, we are not about decoupling. We're about de-risking and diversifying.
De-risking. What a tool. Now, 10-to-1 odds that Tony is going to eventually be consulting or lobbying for some China-related interest over the next 5 years or so. Now, his arguments are all specious.
When it comes to decoupling or economic containment, I think the facts simply belie that proposition. As I mentioned, our trade relationship reached the highest number that it's ever hit last year, about $700 billion in trade. American foreign direct investment in China has reached levels that we haven't seen since 2014.
Yeah, our trade is huge. But what he left out, of course, is that in the first quarter of this year, we've already run a deficit of $65 billion with China. Every month, it's going up. Now, during his remarks Monday, Blinken sounded like he kind of was auditioning to be Beijing's foreign minister.
Parenthetically, we've got about 300,000 Chinese students studying in the United States. We have many American companies that I met with, or at least their representatives here, including the Chamber of Commerce, that continue to be very interested to do business here. And it's profoundly in our interest.
Well, at least we know whose interests he represents: China, Wall Street, and big business. Plus, maybe he doesn't know this, but we didn't have 300,000 Russian students studying here during the Cold War, and we ended up grinding them down, didn't we? The USSR didn't benefit from our trade either. And believe me, I know this. I was a student there in the 1980s, and it was pretty bleak. And perhaps sensing the building backlash to their commie bootlicking, Biden used the D word at a fundraiser when referring to Xi. Now, late today, senior officials, U.S. officials, claim that they were caught off guard by Biden's dictator comment. A State Department spokesman rushed out to smooth things over.
The president believes that diplomacy, including this recent trip undertaken by the secretary, is a responsible way to manage tensions, clear up misperceptions, avoid miscalculations, and all of this is in our interest to do that.
Oh, is that another Biden walk back? Well, maybe, but I wouldn't be surprised if he and Xi worked this little dance out ahead of time. Hey, Xi, I'm going to call you a kind of a dictator to get the China hawks off my back. Then your spokesman can come out and can criticize me for it, which, of course, is exactly what happened.
美方有关言论极其荒谬，极不负责，严重违背基本事实，严重违背外交礼仪，严重侵犯中方政治尊严，是公开的政治挑衅。中方对此强烈不满，坚决反对。
A blatant political provocation. At least China never fails to defend their interests. But all of this is meaningless theater. China knows that Biden is a figurehead. He's not really in charge of anything. The donors are in charge, and they want us to play nice with China. Now, understand this. This is an example of the administration being naive about the threats America faces. After all, Biden's team, they don't have any problem getting tough and getting aggressive against Republicans.
MAGA Republicans are threatening default, holding our economy hostage. That shouldn't be.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
And of course, the Biden team, they almost never give conservatives, Republicans the benefit of the doubt, not on anything. And how many times have you ever heard Biden or Biden's staff say, well, let's just move on from a big disagreement with Republicans? That's what they did on the balloon. That's what Blinken said about the spy balloon. Let's just move on. Well, instead, what they do with Republicans is they double down on the insults and the threats. If a bunch of dudes, let's say from some pro-Constitution group, were building a self-defense facility, like gun training facility, somewhere in Mississippi, the Democrats and the media would never stop talking about the growing threat of violence. But when China is building a spy facility and a military training base less than 100 miles off our shore in Cuba?
I made very clear that we would have deep concerns about PRC intelligence or military activities in Cuba. This is something we're going to be monitoring very, very closely, and we've been very clear about that.
Oh, they're monitoring. Tough. Now, this military base in Cuba is an inflection point for America's national security and our sovereignty. And it looks like that this administration isn't going to do a damn thing about it. If Joe Biden isn't bought and paid for by the Chinese, man, he's certainly doing a great impression of a president who is. That this doesn't represent a red line for U.S. interests for these people in the White House, it tells you everything you need to know. Now, you get the real sense, at least I do, that most of the Wall Street types, most of the Fortune 500 CEOs, they've already decided that America is hopelessly in decline and that the century will probably belong to China. Thus, the long surrender has begun. So I say it's time to take the white flag from them and start to stand tall again for America. And that's the angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.